Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now in today's video, we need to look at oil. Going into the weekend, oil is pushing up again. Is it going to have a super spike back to $120 a barrel? Or is it topping and about to collapse? We're going to look at the charts and discuss the probabilities. Let's take a look now. So here's your chart on oil. You can see oil is trading at $98 per barrel, up about 3.5% today. It's really been just chopping sideways the entire week. This is the daily chart. So each of these candles is one day. And you can see again, basically going back to last Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So a lot of sideways chop. Now, the most important thing to recognize is you still have a topping signal here, right? So this candle right here, this big red one with the tail on top right there, that is what's called a reversal signal. Okay, so again, a reversal signal, it's a topping tail, and that again, until proven otherwise, is a topping signal. How would it get proven otherwise? Any daily close above the high of that topping tail, that would negate the topping tail. This is basic technical analysis I'm teaching here. All right, so what you're looking at here is an inside bar consolidation pattern. And again, ultimately, this usually resolves itself to the downside. Now, what's so fascinating is going into the weekend, we're seeing an uptick on oil as people are very nervous whether or not you're going to see escalation over the weekend. Now, one thing I will say, I would not be surprised if the president is waiting till the markets close today and Friday night into Saturday morning, if there's an operation to either take Kharg Island and try to establish a base there that they can open the Straits of Hormuz with, or if there's another military action. And I say that because the president is not going to sit by while oil stays up near $100 a barrel. There's too much impact on inflation. The Fed can't lower rates if the economy weakens because of inflation. And it's just bad optics with the general elections, or I should say the midterm elections coming later this year. And so there's got to be action. You either have to strike a deal and back away, which could risk making the president look weak, or you've got to take this the next notch and really take over the straits and make sure oil can start passing through. I'm going to go with the latter, that I think something's going to happen with Kharg Island, or at least some sort of established zone, a neutral zone, or something that basically allows the ships to go through the straits. We'll watch and see. But if I'm correct, then we could see a rollover in the price of crude and a big drop if by Monday the straits are open. Right now, listen, if it turns out to not go as smoothly as planned, that's a whole nother shenanigans, right? And we could see oil popping back up this way. But the key is all about that high pivot. Does that high pivot stay intact? If it does, you remain bearish on oil. Again, I have started to short a little bit more oil today myself in my own account, not massively. So like basically the thought process is that if oil spikes, because I have a small position, I can dollar cost average with the idea that eventually oil is going to come down. Remember, the best cure for high oil is high oil. And what that means is that the higher oil goes, the more impact on the economy, and it slows the economies of the world. And so then there's less demand. Prices fall naturally because of that. So again, one way or the other, oil's probably coming down from $100 a barrel. The question is it right away, or is it down the line just a little bit? And the idea is I'm getting some skin in the game here on the short side of oil going into the weekend and utilizing this kind of fear that most investors have that it could escalate. And if I'm wrong, I can dollar cost average on Monday with a pop in oil if it should happen. Okay. All right. So that's what we have. I want to show you the technicals here. Let's go to our weekly chart. We zoom out on our weekly chart. I think this is fantastic analysis here. And what we see here is, why did oil stop where it did around $120 a barrel? And if we look at this, right, you look at all of these levels in here, you can see going back to as long ago as 2011, this was really a big resistance level. Now, we did pierce it briefly here. This was when Russia invaded Ukraine. So again, that was a kind of one-off, but notice how quick it was up above there, and then it's come in. So it really shows us how in the longer term, this has been a major ceiling in oil. In addition, look at this, guys. If we draw a trend line through here, we can see that, again, here's a high pivot. Then you have this secondary high here. You can see it pierced it briefly there, so we could draw it up there, but it makes more sense here, and it goes right to that high pivot as well. And so you can see a lot of resistance on oil. And again, that's that big level that also, again, I'm going on the assumption that we probably saw peak oil there at 120. And while we could get close to that, I'm going to at least play the probabilities that we won't go beyond that level. All right, so very, very interesting to see here as we continue to watch everything unfold in the Middle East. But really fascinating downsloping, descending trend line, and a flat zone here. And think about this again, this goes back to 2012, right? So, I mean, it's a long time ago. And this basically has marked the top on oil. And again, my guess is we will end up pulling back down, probably sub $80 within a week or two on crude oil. And I think by the midterms, you're looking at oil back around $67 to $70 a barrel. Interesting to see, say the least. All right. Now, just a couple other things to go over here as we go through a couple other charts. I do want to point out that the dollar has continued to spike higher, although it is, again, it pulled back yesterday, but you can see it's been in a very steep uptrend. Any sort of decline in escalation, meaning things calm down, you will see the dollar break this parallel line, and that'll come in quite a bit. And then the 10-year yield, which is basically going up nonstop now. Look at this move today alone, now at 4.372%. This is just telling you that expectations for inflation are increasing. And the more they increase, the more the Fed might actually have to hike rates to curb inflation versus lowering rates, which everyone going into this year was assuming there would be multiple cuts this year. Now there's 0 cuts this year. And again, potentially no cuts into next year either, due to what we're seeing with oil and the PPI data that recently came in just about a week ago. Lastly, just looking at silver real quick to do a quick synopsis here. Silver is trying to break the major support of $70 right here. We're watching very closely. If this does break, it opens a trap door for oil, for silver to potentially come all the way down to $50 to $54. I've been saying this is a bearish pattern, and I still believe it. Although I will say that silver is down so much. Look at all these red candles. It's kind of due to me. I believe silver is actually going to get a bounce here. Again, somewhere in this range like this, and then it will break lower. And if it does, that would imply oil coming in, because oil coming in would mean risk on, and silver has absolutely been moving with the risk on trade, right? So when people are buying stocks, they were buying silver as well. And you can see that by going back here, and the markets were basically at all-time highs over here on the S&P. That's when silver was at its highs. And as the S&P has come in, that's really brought silver in. So again, my guess is, and I'm going into next week, short oil, which tells you that in general, if I'm correct on that, then silver should bounce for a few days or a week or so. Then I do think the next move lower, and I don't think the next move lower, by the way, will be on oil going back up. I think it's actually going to be on negative economic news. So I think that there's a lot more damage, not just from oil, but the labor markets from AI taking jobs. Again, we're seeing layoffs galore. We're seeing, again, a lot of other factors starting to weigh on the economic picture. Oil is just kind of the additional nail in the coffin, if you will, for that pressure, inclusive of inflation going up, which is stagflation, right? And so all of these factors are going to weigh down the consumer. The consumer is going to pull back. Remember, the consumer, especially the high end, has been spending. The middle and lower haven't been. The high end's been spending because every time they looked, the stock market was at new all-time highs. Wait a minute. All of a sudden, the stock market's not and hasn't made a new all-time high in a couple months, right? And so that consumer on the high end is going to start to stall back. And that's going to be what's going to push us into a recession at the beginning or later this year into 2027. All right, guys, I will keep you posted. As always, I try to look at the charts, have an objective view that is probability based and data based. And that's what we do here at Verified Investing. As we say, all charts, no BS. You guys have a great one. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.